Another STEELEPLAY official commentary guide on one of my favorite games ever made, which is Final Fantasy XII. The Zodiac Age is part 3, and today we're going to be looking at a bit more of the mechanics, as we now have access to a lot more now that we joined forces with the so-called leading man, Balthier, and the Sky Pirates Master Machinist, Fran, or whatever. Master of Weapons, I call her. For now, like I said, we have 3 setups for each one, but we haven't even really got into gambits yet, so start simple. Like I said, some good gambits to use. Our ally potion 50% is a good one. I won't lie. But I have cure on ally 30%. You could do this and change it up if you want to be more risky. But to me, I think she's a spellcaster, so ally 70% for cure. It's not that useful. Nearest visible. We don't have enough, honestly, enough options yet. So most of this stuff works. You can also do eye drops if you want. This works. Put them before attacking, though, obviously. I mean, you can. I guess you could license up for some gambits because you'll need them to heal status ailments. Later on, we'll go back to pick up a Firefly, which you can get. Don't worry, I didn't forget about it. First aid is useless, by the way. But Remedy Lore 2 is pretty good. You don't need the Mage Masher yet, and yeah, mostly you can just pretty much get HP, or I mean, getting HP is a good choice, but I would still get gambits. Maybe get a little bit of both. Access to the last stand, you know. Battle lore, these are all really good. We'll be getting options for these. Then we'll have to talk about accessories, which is a whole nother thing. But as a Shikari, he takes a lot of hits. It's his job, so I'm gonna get it. And the Archer, she has cure, so the Martyr actually helps, as does Inquisitor. But Headsman is good for her as an Archer, just in general. She'll get access to Swiftness and Remedy Lore, which are both pretty good. Alright, now that we have already set up, like, preferred gambits, like I said, right now, I wouldn't even bother doing anything other than just attacking. And maybe healing status ailments, like blind or whatever. That's what I'm gonna do. Best way to go about it, I think, for now. And with that, I think we're just gonna move on to the next area. Oh, and also, can't somebody equip a tourmaline ring, or eventually maybe will? Let me see. The Altair and Onion Shot. Oh, we didn't learn it yet. Alright, we're gonna learn that eventually, I guess. This is actually pretty good, though. And until then, we'll just do that. And with that, let's move on. Alright, now we're gonna check out the Nalbana dungeons. And, I believe we're gonna be heading into the territory of which is known as... wait. The Barheem Passage. Which is where we're gonna be, trapped within when we fall from up above, you'll see. Once we fall down from the well that's holding up a hostage prisoner in the name of the Royal Captain Guard of the late King Raminas of the Order of, well, Reverend Esther, which is of the Old Order. And they are holding him up as hostage. Alright, we're gonna have to fight a few motherfuckers, but let's, like he said, let's tread lightly. Do it quick, get it done efficiently, or effectively. You could have somebody steal, but you're probably gonna get a lot of items doing it. So if, like I said, him to stealing, to just steal non-stop. Which might be beneficial. We'll see. So he's gonna keep attacking while he'll keep stealing, and he might miss, so you might have to keep stealing away, so just let him do most of the damage. See? And you'll get some stuff. And after a while, Vaughn might get all the stuff, and then you might be stuck doing this, so yeah. Maybe have to put in a little input there. The cure isn't bad, because it's like using a potion without having to use a potion. Thing is that Balthier is a slow load-up time. Machinist. They're good because they have guns that are piercing, but they do take up a long time to load up. Like, in other words, a long charge time. That's when you take over control and just attack at this point. That's why I'm like, you know, thinking about just putting in steel until later on, until we can get the actual, well, you'll see. The gambits will be, we'll get more gambits, different kinds of gambits. It'll work better in our favor. Or we could put a better team together that will work, you know, in our, well, the way we wanted it to work. Right? That's the whole point. Like, what I like about Vaughn is a Shikari is that he can take a lot of hits and he can throw in a lot of hits too. Oh, fire. A fire spell for you, my friend. These things are going down. I'm gonna throw a fire spell if I can. I can't. There are a lot of them though, right? He must have started trouble somehow. We got this though, I think. Boom, we gone. We got Cure coming out. But if we have control over the DPS, we should be alright. Keep the attack on that guy because you're gonna heal. We got casters that are gonna heal. Kill that Magus too. The Magus is annoying. They got their own healers, you see. Blocked it. I'm gonna kill him though. Actually, I want to go to Gambit and change it to lowest HP, because that's actually a better one, I think. And Furthest is good too. But you need somebody with lowest for DPS reasons. But still, the lowest to take him out. Alright, that used us up, but we're alright. You got an arrow moat. Cool, there's actually a few different kind of treasures you can get here. If you look around for them, that is. But you're gonna have to look around. The game looks really good on the PlayStation 5, though, I gotta admit. I mean, people have said that they wanted a remake of the game, and I'm like, you know, I really don't think it needs a remake. I think it actually still holds up really well. Doesn't it? It's like a revolution in gaming itself. Really is great. Good game. And a potion drop. I mean, I have to say, you know, the whole cast and crew of this game, it really was solid. Oh, we got a cutscene. This is Gabrant now. Going to walk into the other side. This is the point of no return, so once you go that way you can't come back, so try to grab whatever you can before you go. They're gonna unleash... Well, they're gonna unlock the door that the mist is blocking. Because the magics are binding its way. So, see? The mist, basically. The magic. The magic's binding the door made from mist. To control it, I think you need something like the Dawn Shard or something like that. You need one of those pieces of well, the true pieces of Netherite. Not day-affected Netherite, regular Netherite. Alright, before we go that way, I want to check the rest of this area. There's more shit we can get, I know that. But I don't know what. A potion. What else do we have? And do we also have something over here? An Aquara moat. Some pretty good treasure in this game, actually, if you look around. Gotta get a lay of the land first, though. Know where you're going, right? Must be lost as can be. Oh, we got more enemies over here. Yeah, that's right. If I do steal and successfully do it, that's great. But if not, then oh well. I mean, I generally like to play in active mode because it's a lot more realistic when you play in active mode. Be gone. Then we got a treasure right over here, which is a silken shirt. Take a look at that in a little bit. Maybe once we have enough LP to afford it, right? Be a good idea. These look like the rooms that they keep prisoners in. Cell block. Who's this asshole? $100 gil from the Imperial pilot. Well, I don't see him piloting anything, you know, he's just dicking around. But I wonder, did we check up here? I don't think we did. There could be treasure here, but there might not be. I'm gonna go back around, and then we're gonna go circle all the way over this way. Hold on. This is the way I want to go. That's why I want to go all the way around. This side. This is the side we didn't check out yet. We got a potion from him. And we couldn't steal from that one, but not a big deal. We will try anyway, you know. And we got a potion. Here you go. We got another potion. I would just self-input steal at this point. For now, at least. Till later. Once we get a proper gambit for it, then we can set it up. Here you go. Because most of these things are gonna fall pretty quick. Trust me that they will. And a bronze helm, look at that shit. No doubt. I think we got everything we can find here for now, so let's go and move on to the next area, bro. Which is this way. We're gonna meet a guest character coming up. And his name is none other than Bosch von Ronsenberg, yo, of Dalmasca.
You have grown very thin, Bosch.
And his twin brother, of course. Noah. The know-it-all guy.
Less than a shadow. Less than a man.
But
sentenced to death, and yet you live.
That goes without saying, right? It's like...
To silence Hondor. How many times must I say it?
Is that
a million times. Until he understands.
Why not ask Vane himself? Is he not one of your masters?
He's too vain to admit it. That's the problem. His vanity has gotten the best of him.
From Rabanasta, the woman
Who
Amalia.
is she?
Who could that be?
Who is she, and what does she do?
Such a faithful hound to cling so to a falling
Oh,
kingdom.
but he is.
Away.
Oh, like you threw away our kingdom.
As you threw away
You
our
bastard.
homeland.
You son of a beast. You whore. You horse and child of a man. How dare you accuse me of being anything more than I'm Balthier.
Who's there?
This the place?
You must help me. I am dying.
It must be going somewhere.
You know Imperials. Please, you must get me out.
It's against my policy to speak with the dead, especially when they happen to be Kingslayers.
I did not kill him.
Is that so? Huh. Glad to hear it.
Please.
Yeah, right. So hilarious. These goddamn brooms knocking him over again. Almost.
Dalmasca? What do you care about Dalmasca?
Well, probably one fell.
Everything that's happened is because of you.
Good.
Everyone that's died. Every single one.
Bingo.
Even my brother. You killed
Your
my
brother is
Gods will
gone, dude. I mean, no offense.
I'm dropping
I feel for him, but his brother's dead, and he didn't kill him. In fact, it was Vane that killed him.
Pirates without a sky.
Right? Oh, man. What are you gonna do, Balthier? It's Balthier. Balthier. I know. Get them. What do they know of the Empire? They're useless hounds. Catch them and kill them. Do the dead not demand it? You must save me. I am a Dalmascan. Help me, my brother. Will you spare us your quiddities, please?
Spare us your quiddities.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
but he's
A traitor, I know. Stay here and fight if you want.
If you can walk.
If you can
let's
walk,
go.
let's
You're
go.
taking him with us?
We could use another sword arm. Absolutely.
And you have
And
it.
you have it. Yo? Really? Uh-oh, Bosch is joining the group, as I guessed. But in this game, guest means something altogether different. We are opening ourselves up to a lot of gambits, guys. Get ready for some useful ones. Like I wrote, I was like, yo, this game is all about the gambit system. But let it be known that there is a lot of loot hiding somewhere in a wall onto the side of this area, like right here. Check it out. You go to the side here and just find mad loot. 2,510 gil. How could you go wrong? Now you gotta guess this guy Bosch. What's he gonna do? We don't know. We will save the game, and we were out of crystal, and we'll save, definitely. I said the layout of this game is a lot like FF9 in a lot of respects, but you could observe that for yourself. I mean, if you think it's similar, then, you know, kudos. If not, then alright, whatever. All good. It's still a good game. It's like Star Wars. Might be the Star Wars. Or maybe it's the story of how Jesus became the Prince of Persia. Ask Burrow, he'll tell you. He gets a lot of visitors. Alright, this guy, he's gonna offer us a lot to sell. He's gonna sell us a lot of shit. Now, to buy a lot of shit, you're gonna need to afford it, right? So, I'd recommend selling all of your loot. This will help create packages at the bazaar that you should not necessarily pick up right away, because this can, in turn, affect later packages that you need to make. Because it has like a system all its own, the bazaar, that goes off of what you sell to it, and if you... So therefore it creates a package once you meet the quota of what items are needed and necessary. And henceforth, if you don't pick up a package created in this bazaar using that item, you will not be required to get the item a multiple time, because it'll still be in the bazaar. That's why I said be careful from what you take. A lot of things usually don't have any big difference, but just be careful. My advice is let the items gather on the bazaar so that you have more to pick from. For example, just let it sit there. You don't need that right now, do you? I know I don't. I have to get a mage masher. I have to get a capella. Me, personally, I gotta get a silver bow. So for my group only could use a head guard. More than one, we need like 3. Because we're all using light armor. He is, and she is. They're all light armor users. And they're all gonna use pretty much the same shit. Which is why I'm getting them all the same shit. Made it pretty simple this way because all of their jobs are following suit as an archer, machinist, and Shikari, which will later become a red mage Shikari, a white mage machinist, and a black mage archer, I believe. Or maybe not. It might be Ulan archer, actually. I'm sorry. An Ulan archer. No, not to be determined. It's really up in the air. Usually it's a time mage. You get 1 time mage, 1 red mage, 1 white mage. Out of these 2. Well, these 3, I should say. And he's got a lot more to open than that. Biggest thing is he has accessories that we don't have. Both the bangle and the Argyle armor, which you could have got the bangle, I guess, earlier if you wanted to. And he offers new spells that we really haven't gotten into yet. Like I said, spells, I haven't really... I don't have to touch them yet. Could make use of thunder, though. I'm gonna grab them nonetheless. I'm not against spells, like I said, I'm just waiting until a later time to get introduced. Before I get introduced to them, before introducing them, I guess you could say, it's better off to start slow and start learning how to play the game without spells before you get into spells, because spells is a whole new thing altogether, which I think should come when the character learns their second jobs. That's when they should start using spells on a regular basis. Till then, just use the basics. That's how I do it. Try to have at least 25 of those. I don't know if we're gonna need a lot of these, I'm not sure. Self. I'm gonna get full HP 100%, definitely wanna get that. Self. This is the ones that we're gonna need now, I guess. Until later on, when we get more of them. LA HP 40% you can get if you want. You don't need a lot right now though. That's all for now. I mean, that's all we really need. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do faux HP 100% steel. Then we'll do attack, and then I'll do faux lowest. Right? Yeah, that's good for now. Load that down to 40, and then this, bingo. Alright, now to move forward, 'cause that's all we really need to do. For now. Ain't much else to do. We gotta fuddle with this thing here. Okay, so there's nothing going on there. We have to go downward. I mean, alright, so I can't say I'm surprised either, honestly, but yeah. But at least now he'll give us the item, which is the two pews that we need to move forward. Then we just have to leave the lights on and sort of work with the gambit system. But like I said, the gambit system is actually really, really cleverly designed. It's a really good game. What am I doing? My bad. Over here. That's why I said it's probably one of the best Final Fantasies ever made was 12. Believe it or not. Even though Vaughn himself wasn't he really wasn't the best character. But to me, he really is not the main character. He's just, he is he's the protagonist plot device, basically. He's the plot device. He just plays the protagonist, but he's really not the leading man. I think Balvir really is the leading man in this game, and the leading woman is Ash. He just is along for the ride, like I said. Alright, press the switch and open up Sesame. A lot of enemies might try to hit you with darker damage here, so you could benefit from the Argyle armlets if you want. But keep the gauge up so you don't have to worry about undead enemies, which deal dark damage. And also we could set his gambits up to have an additional sword arm to heal for us, or whatever. That's what we're gonna do. No potion on anybody that gets low on health. That's what he's good for. Remember, we're gonna have to deal with mimics now. These enemies are insects that feed off of lightning or electricity, thunder.
Mimics.
They're called mimics.
Themselves as all manner of things.
They're weak to ice, but we don't even have access to ice yet.
For energy, I'm told. They gorge themselves on the stuff till there's naught left.
So we just stab them to death, basically, and steal from them. I guess. Try to steal from them, or you wait until the undead rise, and then you have to deal with dark damage. Yes.
Much worse.
Yep.
So,
His undead enemies have a knack for throwing out dark damage and reversing your own damage to reflect.
Energy back, if you ask nicely.
Stabbing with the sword. Yep.
Ticking.
I love Balthier. Ooh, we get to a potion lore, which is something I want to pick up. I want to get swiftness for her. We got this, though. We got this, don't worry. We're gonna do good. Especially if you're playing it on active. You'll be good shape. Follow those gambits, like I said. Steel, HP 100%. Self, Libra, if you can do it. Which I'm gonna do in a little bit. Self, Libra gambit is a good one to set up. And, like I said, remedial gambits. Like ally any, antidote, or blind. You know, for eye drops. This game plays a lot on thievery though. Like I said, thievery is huge. So always try to have a character, one of your allies here, with a steel setup. It's a good opening. Without a doubt. But don't worry, there'll be ways to get lots of LP soon. The Argyle Armlet, that's a good one, you know. So is the Bangle, though. But the additional, this is actually really good. Because we need to have at least 5 of them. At least 3 on any given character, really, but you need more than that. This is important. Cause she needs at least one more gambit too. Alright, we gotta get rid of these mimics. But I'm not sure what's better, the Magicite or the Orakia armlets. I'm gonna try equipping the Orakia armlet. Getting a more HP to, you know, use. Got a pile of iron scraps. All of this shit will add up, so that's the good thing about it. Oh, I want to set up with him too. He should have furthest. I said, yeah, do furthest. If we have it. Ah, it sucks we don't have it yet. So then I guess nearest visible, yeah. Or highest HP you could do. Fire would probably hurt them, but we don't need to use that, really. You got it. I like to use discharge, but that's fine. There's treasure all around, so you can find it everywhere. 3 gil, that's nothing. But I toughed the Phoenix down, that's not bad. Go to your inventory and take a look. Auto sort. Again, spells, we aren't really talking about them yet. We haven't got up to that. Talk about them later. You could use them if you want, but you don't need to yet. Like I said, one thing at a time. Because most enemies aren't using magical attacks right now, so we don't have to worry too much about that. I would like to learn the Mage Masher. This will give an on-hit silence effect. The percentage, of course. got a percentage, like an 8% chance on hitting silence. Here we go, there's our next target. I don't know if that's gonna stop discharge or that's an ability. But it could, again, feed off of the energy conduit to get HP back. We won't get poach until later, unfortunately. Alright, let's keep moving because there are more mimics to take out, obviously. Wait until the very end to take advantage of the mimics, though. A little trick I figured out before getting into the big encounter with the mimic queen, that is. $75 gil. Let's take control of this asshole, Vaughn. The thief in training. He's like literally the thief in training, yes. He's a sky pirate in training. Not doing too bad though. He's doing alright. For a thief in training, that is. Not as coiffed as Balthier, but he's slick enough, I guess. Slick enough. He's trying. Someday he might get to the tier Balthier is at, but until that day, he'll have to continue to try his best. And keep stealing for Balthier to just show him that he's, you know, a worthy thief. Even though Balthier's always just been a treasure hunter, nothing more. That's why you don't see him stealing. You always see just Vaughn stealing. Because he has a lot to work on when it comes to his thievery, like he said. He steals. The other guy either poaches or just straight up just shoots. Asks questions later. He doesn't steal, he just takes the loot. Or poaches it. All together. This thing is too busy stealing from it. But watch Balthier though. Collect his goods and he's off to the races. That's why I like Balthier. He just has to learn to use a Capella, I think, so he could do more damage. He should have enough now though. Ah, it's 50. We gotta wait a little bit, but we're gonna get it. It's worth it. Sometimes I'm thinking to myself, hold on, if he unequips... Let's see how he is alarmed. He might be faster, but let's see. DPS is less though. Unless he gets criticals. They're not worth it right now. Okay, right now everything seems very similar, so yeah, that's the way it'll be. Alright, fine. We have to get him the Capella though, definitely. Gambit Swat can come after. He has to get the Capella, like I said. Capella is better. For now, at least, I would say. We got the charge, though, to 100. Alright, now it's all about kind of roaming through these mines. Which is basically, like I said, the Barheim Passage. That's where it led us to, at least. I gotta get that gambit furthest, though. It's a lot better. I think if it's available, I'll pick it up. Wait, is it available? Let's go check. If it's available, I would definitely get it. I would go and pick it up right now. Let me go see if it's available. Shouldn't take too long to get there. A seeker. It's not that far off where we gotta go, so it's like right around the corner. And we need the LP, I should say, AP, LP. Definitely need it, and the XP helps too. And because we can like I said, have the speed mode, the double speed mode, which is very helpful. That's why I like the Zodiac Gauge, because you could increase, speed time up. And you could play it in active or in wait mode, whatever suits your fancy. If you are an avid player like myself, you'll probably try to do the active mode. And rely more on the gambit system than anything else. But you could also try to do the wait mode and then just be more hands-on and do it, by freezing time and choosing the commands yourself. You could do that. Either way. Two different ways of playing, I guess. One relies more on the gambit system, and one relies more on self manual input. I rely more on the gambit system because I like to see how my team, I want to see my masterpiece come to life. Like, I want to see how my soldiers, it's sort of like giving commands out to people prematurely, and then seeing how they play out. See how my strategy works out on paper. And if the gambits I use are working out well or not. Oh, I got a bomb. I want to keep your distance in that. You could probably sling a thunder spell at the bomb. Or kill it. And we got Echo Herbs. An elemental type enemy. They're usually not dangerous unless you bother them, but yep. Alright, so yeah, we want to get to use the Capella, but we also want to change his shit up. Which would happen to be here, I think. I'm gonna buy all of these out right now, just to have all of them, because it doesn't hurt. You may as well. You're only hurting yourself if you don't pick up the gambits. Annoying, I know, but it's worth it in the long run, I guess. Windstone and bomb ashes, and we are good. More bizarre goods. I probably would not go with it yet. Let them sit for a bit, as I always say. Probably better off that way. Because you go through quite a bit of potions, I get, no offense, like 50 of them. You're gonna go through them quick, trust me. Alright, now we're good to go. I'll probably have to fight a few more enemies on the way though, because we did come all the way back here, so. But I think treasures might respawn. Yep, they do. So you could end up getting something for your trouble. Every time you zone, I think it resets, so yep. Like I said, we could zoom right past most of this. Like I said, I have Fran as an archer, Vaughn as a Shikari, and believe it or not, lo and behold, I have Balthier as a machinist. Very, very, very obvious choice, eh? Sort of very in line with how they should have been built in the first place. That's kind of my idea. Like, you could have started her off as either an archer or a time mage, I guess. Which means you'd have access to probably slow, which would be cool. But you don't need it. Trust me, you'll get most of the LP you need soon enough. And with Bosch on the group, yeah, you don't really need it. Got her for long distance. Doing the best you can. Once you get a swiftness node for her, you'll be in good shape. Alright, we're gonna go this way. Still one go from it. That's funny. Oh look, we got a treasure up here that has absolutely nothing in it. To the potion. Boom. Boom. He's actually pretty strong, believe it or not. And yes, I actually do have the speed of the battle system up at the highest. Highest it could go. But I don't know if that benefits me or not. It might not. Could make things harder for me. Guess we'll find out. That's a critical, that's pretty cool. He's almost there. A few more points. What do we got here? 2 mimics eating our shit. Nice, a 4-hit combo, look at that. Wild. And we got an antidote. That thing's gone. Well, that thing's going down in a second. Look at that shit. Beautiful. Good thing about machinists is that they get early access to quickenings, so that's cool. Very good. You're gonna get guests in this game a lot, so get used to it. Having guests, really helpful though. They are helpful, I will say that. I mean, look at this fucking guy. He's going at it like a beast, man. He's a regular, everyday fucking punk over here. He's like The real deal, this guy. Fucking pushing the limits over here. Is this something good or something bullshit? Oh, it's a buckler. Someone can use it, right? Maybe a buckler? Let's see. We have an inventory of beautiful stuff. Hold on. You auto sort it. That's kind of like nonsense. But this is very useful. All this stuff is very, very useful. Right now, we're only making use of some of it. But we're starting, like I said, we're going to be starting slow. And then we'll get into the more complicated stuff later on as the game goes on. Because it's a pretty long game. So I'm going to be probably breaking this out into like 50 parts. But yeah. Do what I can to get one of my favorite Final Fantasy games out there. And like I said, I do appreciate all the viewers, the subscribers. I mean, honestly, even if it wasn't for you guys, I mean, I appreciate it because you gave me all I needed to give in order for my work, my art, you know, my entertainment to you guys meaning, you know, it gave me definition. So thank you for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the third part of the Zodiac Age official commentary guide, my STEELEPLAY. And yes, like I said, this is probably one of my favorite Final Fantasy games to ever grace our entertainment system. To grace our homes, I guess. Definitely hands down one of my favorites. It just was, you know. Zodiac Age is just what made it my favorite. It really made me realize how good of a game this really was. It was amazing. And I haven't seen anything top it since. Not even 16 could top it, I'm not gonna lie. 16 tried to top it, but it still doesn't top 12. No way. 15 can't even top 12. 10 can maybe though. Maybe 10. But only 10. If anything. And barely, just by a little bit. But not... They're kind of almost tied, they're so good. Both of them. Zodiac Age? Maybe the original 12, 10 beats it, yes. But Zodiac Age 12, I had to say, comes in even with 10. But this is where fire spells could be useful. They're weak to fire, remember? Throw probably one of them out and they'll be in good shape. There's like one. If you ain't got the MP, well then, I don't know, power through it. You'll kill it. Boom, it's gone. We gotta level up to 8. It's good considering we started at level 0, right? Look, more mimics. Just open up the screen. You could open it up like this too, but I think it's more convenient to open it up like that. Even that, with all that being said, you still get the overworld. You get the top screen too, the blue over there. You get the HUD screen there. With all, yeah. The overhead map. But then you can open up a map too. An on-screen map, overhead map, and then a main menu map. I guess a toggle zoom map, a main map, an overhead map, and then an area map. You know what I mean, like a quick map. Shortcut map. A shortcut map. Which is what I really like, is the shortcut map. Shortcut map is really ingenious. The original game didn't have that. But also by playing in real time, you could see how well your gambits have been put together to see if you're doing a good job at the game's actual battle system or not, or if you suck at it. And to get better at it, like I said, there's a lot of simple gambits that you could take down. A lot of simple ones that make the game much easier to play. It's not that complicated. Some people say it's one of the hardest Final Fantasy games out there. Debatingly. And for example, I'm gonna go and grab a gambit for that right now. We'll get this, that's important. And then get, for her, we want to get, you really do. You gotta get her one more gambit. Because we need to give her the ability to heal. She has blindness, so you can make use of blindness if you want. So you don't have to use your items. And just do LINE, really. But in order to gain MP, you have to move and execute certain abilities that you would only be able to activate from the license board. Which are things like Martyr, Inquisitor, War Mage, and so on and so forth. I'll point them out. A lot of abilities you get from the license board. That will differ depending on which license board you get. Like I said, if you want to make this game easy, then just get all the spellcaster license board first, I guess. Because they're the stronger ones. But I always said that's kind of a cheap way to do it. Not gonna do that. We're gonna do it the good old-fashioned way. Alright, we got one more mimic to take down. Charge level. Well, I always said this thing is eating the charge level. Let's get rid of it. Unfortunately, we don't have its weakness, which is ice. We'll get that spell soon, though. We get it at the village of Ravenaster. The village in the Aster Sand. The unlucky merchant actually has access to ice blizzard. So yeah, we'll be in good shape. We gotta go down this way, but isn't there a gate blocking the way? Oh, we gotta get the charge. I know what to do, hold on. I think I know what to do, hold on. Let me go this way. Yeah, take a right. This way. Now we're gonna see bombs. Now, I think you could throw like a thunder spell at them to hurt them. They have protect up, that's why. But you might be able to steal some interesting stuff from them, nonetheless. But they use a magic resistance, not a physical one, so with their piercing you still can't do a lot of damage. Even with guns you can't. Capella's better, yeah. Even then though, it's still not gonna be a lot. Besides, we really don't have the means to do anything extraordinary yet. Other than Balthia's one mischarge, which is up, that's about it. Right? I mean, like, what can we really do? We gotta get our charge to 100. We're working on it. I'm using the bunny girl right now, right? Little bunny girl? The bunny girl with the bow in her hand. Hey, what's up here, though? I know I'm gonna miss something, hold on. What am I gonna miss? Oh, a whole load of nothing? That's great. What we got here? Oh, Mimic. Oh, there it is. Iron scraps was obtained. Now let's just go ham on it. From the distance, mainly. And other than Vaughn and our guest, but predominantly our DPS coming from a distance, eh? Keeping an eye on it from a distance. Stealing from it up close, and we're kind of keeping an eye out from a distance. I think it's time to use a spell on it. Alright, we dissolved that thing like liquid, but there's another mimic, man. It's over this way. items as well. Potion. It's like an oubliette. Nice, a critical. As you can see, guns are useful, but has to go right through physical defense. You know, hit pretty nice. Which is why you want to focus on getting his ammunition, I'd say, throughout the game. Oh, we got more green liquid from... Oh, we also have the switch that we need too. I'm gonna throw out some fire spells. Until we can get the foe weakness gambit, we'll have to just self-input it. Ain't gone. You're gonna die. In a second though, that is. When the time is right? File a green liquid, but this is the switch we needed to open the gate. That's gonna use up some of the charge that we have, but that's not a big deal. Well, it's not as big of a deal as it would be not to open the gate, right? Because opening the gate is what we needed to do to move on forward to get the hell out of here. Out of this passage. This Barheem passage. This underground old railway, I guess you'd say. It's an old railway. A long, long time ago. An old underground railway. A mining shaft, basically. An old mining shaft railway that ran underneath the city of Ravenasta, or Dalmasca. So it lies kind of underneath the Dalmasca Estesan. Or Estesan, I'm sorry, the Estesan. It basically lies underneath the Estesan and is known as the Barheem Passage. Connects to the Royal Palace through, ways to the Barheem Passage from the Royal Palace into Nalbana Dungeons. I know where you're gonna go. I'm not gonna bother the bomb. You don't need to. I don't really want to anyway. I'm kind of busy doing my own thing. That's what I like about the elementals. They don't bother you. Alright, we're gonna get a cutscene. More about his bullshit and how
something's close.
He's whining about how he killed his brother, and he's gonna remind him that it was actually his brother who killed his brother, and it's gonna be more or less about brothers talking about how other people's brothers killed other people's brothers.
So they say.
About who killed whose brother.
Anyone?
It was his brother.
My brother did.
His brother was the one who did it.
Rex.
Yes. Your
He
brother
said he
killed
had a
him.
brother 2 years younger.
And you have a brother 2 years older.
I see. He meant you.
Younger. I guess he meant Noah.
Your brother. What became of...
He's dead.
Yeah, your brother killed him, dude. He's
I'm
taking it
sorry.
on the wrong guy.
It was you who killed him.
No, it was his brother.
I give you my word.
It's too coincidental, right?
That was not the way of it.
But it's the truth. Like I said, it was his brother. It was his twin brother. No, really not that different than that of Rex and Vaughn. That's the funny thing.
My name's Rex.
It's like looking in a mirror.
He's 2 years younger than I. Living
Time
See?
watched. Save the discussion for later.
Isn't Noah like 2 years younger
after he signed the treaty.
than Bosch? I think Bosch is the older brother of Noah.
They're slowing us down.
Captain Ozzy.
Yes, this is a flashback of everything that happened. And how there are two of him? Well, obviously he has a brother.
Why?
It's not him. Listen to him.
Our king.
The king was a traitor. He knew all along he was a
Majesty
fuckface.
was a traitor.
Watch. He just looks like it's a different guy. Just like how he looks like Vaughn, but he's a little different.
A twin brother.
See? I told
Fancy
you.
that.
A brother that killed another brother.
But still, the pieces fit, I'll give you that much. He didn't look
Yes,
like
and he
you.
did look like him, so
I
oh,
don't
Polly,
believe you.
they. Of course not.
Of course not. It
Good
was my
story
fault that
writing,
Rex was
really,
there.
really good story.
I am sorry.
My brother, he trusted you. He trusted you and he lost everything.
But just like a little kid,
How can I
Vaughn
believe
will
you?
change his mind very quickly and believe
Not
him
me,
all,
then.
out of nowhere. He's like, oh,
Believe in your brother.
he trusted you and he was
He
right.
was a fine soldier. He fought to the last
That's
to
what I don't
protect
like
his
about Vaughn.
homeland.
He's not like a man. He's like
No.
a boy. He reminds me of a
Surely he
boy.
fought to protect his brother.
He doesn't act like a
You
man.
don't know anything.
See, he acts like a boy.
Believe what you want to. Whatever it takes to make you happy.
Sorry.
What's done is
Seriously.
done.
At least Bosch and Balthier act like men, but Vaughn does not act like a man. I mean, Vane acts more like a man. Be honest. Sidolphus acts more like a man than Vaughn. I mean, I don't want to hate on Vaughn, but honestly, he doesn't really act much like a man until later on in the game. I mean, he doesn't stand up for himself, man, woman, whatever. He doesn't really make for a good mascot or role model. But someone like Bosch or Balthier does, or Ash, you know? Anyway, things are about to get a bit wild. I would let the charge go down now at this point, because you're getting close to the end. Which means go to town and start getting LP is my advice, because things are about to steep up in difficulty. And learning curve, I'd say. Not difficulty, but learning curve, definitely. And if you're going to play on active, like me, active on full speed, which is... Like I said, you could decidingly just go into configurations. You can put the speed on fast. Watch the difference. It's a lot better, in my opinion. If you don't want to be here for a million years, and you know how to play the game, then yeah, do it. But note that this applies for enemies and allies, so foes and allies. In other words, all targets are affected by the speed that you have this on. If you play it on active mode, you have to really be on your toes, and have a gambit setup palette, I guess. They call it a gambit palette. Have a palette built for your characters. So at this point isn't really much, so it shouldn't be hard to do. Right? I mean, if you need any help, like I said, I build a team based off of, like, just logic, I guess. You could always reset it, though, at Mont Blanc's, which we haven't gone to yet. But we're gonna go there once we revisit the city. We're gonna take a look at some stuff. You're gonna need at least, like I always said, 5 gambits a character, really. You're gonna need them. Don't believe me, but it's true. Bangle's good, but Argyle on Let's Play better. Tourmaline Ring is good too. Bangle works for this guy over here. You know why? It's because she has better things to do, like get swiftness lore. And then she also gets potion lore, and Inquisitor is also another good thing for her to get. As is a mischarge, but we're not going to do that just yet. First we're going to turn that off because you don't need it. And I'm going to have... probably a potion on anybody that's really low on health. Ally that's losing 30%. Put that above. Antidotes. And I suppose eye drops for now. It's quick enough. And again, him, I don't know why he's got that set up, but he should probably have something like this set up. What's a cut down on the amount of DPS? You could always have them use a Phoenix down on ally any or ally HPKO. You could do ally KO if you want, or ally any. Because they'll only use it when someone falls. I would do foe party leader's target, or foe targeting ally. Or foe lowest HP. It's a good one. An ether, that's pretty good. It's a good find. Don't worry about that end because this is something we're gonna take on later on. This shit here. We'll be opening that later. We'll be making a visit back here again later on. Revisiting, I guess you'd say. But yeah, the battle system moves a lot faster when you play it like this. In my opinion, I think. You know what you're doing, I think, right? If you set up the right gambits, you could use the game to its full... Like I said, not all fights can be fought with maximum speed. Like the way I have it here. In the configurations at fast, but right now, you can do it. It's definitely possible, but for certain battles, because of reverse and regeneration effects, you may need to lower it down. So I might keep it like that for now. Like I said, for now though, it's not really a big deal. Keep it on whatever you want. In fact, they're gonna fight a shitload of undead because they usually have good things to steal from. It's a good thing about them. And there's another mimic up ahead in the corner there, so you could just let it continue to eat away and then start gaining AP here, I guess. That's what I would do. It's a good, well, LP, you know what I mean. AP is LP, it's kind of the same thing. LP, AP, LP. This game it's LP, but it's basically AP. Gotta top the Phoenix down. Sometimes you can get a side press pull here if you want to use an Earth element. And the charge might slowly go down, but that's alright. I would say you want to get to around level 10 during this intern period. Let the charge go down and let the enemy, let the undead come out, I'd say. As you can see, there's mist all over the place. Mist everywhere. 2 gil. Well, because the undead enemies will spawn around here, but then they'll stop spawning, but it's a good way to get fast LP and easy XP. That's the one you don't want to kill. And that's a reason, and the reason is because if you kill it, you'll no longer have the opportunity to fight all these undead motherfuckers. Like down here. That will come out, which you should probably steal from. Perfect opportunity to do so. And you'll also build chain too, that's also a good thing. Not if you fight that though, then you'll break the chain. But you will level up, like I said, get to like level 10. And try to build a chain with these enemies. That's what I'd do. Not hard. Bone fragment, that's what I mean, you collect this, and it's not bad. It's pretty good actually. Wonder if you find enemies down here though too, I don't know. Yeah, we do. It's perfect. Like I said, it's a great way to get a lot of loot early on in the game. Because undead enemies have a tendency to do that. Drop a lot of good shit. And you can build a lot of chains. See those big silver balls that drop? Loot bags? The more enemies of the same species, well... Yep, it's gonna break it though. Unfortunately. See, it'll break the chain, watch. 11 chain got broken. So don't bother with any of the treasure, just fight the enemy. Fight the undeads. Because it'll probably be a mimic, see? Useless. Not always though. Got another ether here. Mimic. That's a chain of 2. And an antidote. You probably get better off getting chains at the undead, but this is gonna be a mimic here as well. Probably. Why bother opening it, right? Do we need the lines on though? Hold on, I'm gonna take that off. We don't need that on, do we? I think we can see what's going on. That's a mimic. Don't need to bother with it. I'm pretty sure it's a mimic. Mimics will only break the chain, but they do crawl around, so you gotta watch out. Try to fight which ones you can here and now, and try to build the chain, I guess, to get good items. You might find Surrey-handers down here, though. Which could break the chain. Oh, battery mimic is feeding, but there's 0 charge left right now. So I'm just trying, like I said, this is a great way to exploit LP and get mad items fast. You're gonna need the money, trust me. Most likely. And it'll help you level up faster as well. So long as you know what you're doing. There we go, now we're talking about good stuff. Now we can get really good shit. A glass jewel, and another glass jewel. This also really good stuff, strips of foul flesh. Really good shit. If you're willing to put up with the nonsense, you can get a lot of good stuff early on in the game, if you're willing to put up with it. Put up with the fight. You're better off fighting these things anyway, to be honest. Dead. Much better. I just want to break the chain, but you might end up breaking it anyway. Breaking that chain. I think even this can break the chain. Yep, see? Bone fragments go for a lot of money, so that's another good thing. Your bone fragments, you'll probably get a lot of loot. A lot of good shit from the loot. Another bone fragment, and another bone fragment, and a dark stone, and an iron helm. That's good. Go to inventory and loot it. Auto sort. But a lot of good things like foul flesh and whatnot. Very useful. Armor. We got some new things here, right? An iron helm. We want to go after these things, really, because they're gonna, yeah, see, they kill our chain. But they do pop up, so you're gonna have to deal with them. But your characters will undoubtedly get stronger here and build up LP. It's much better off doing it this way than it would be doing it in the Esther Sand after the Mimic Queen. You're better off doing this, to be honest. You just get more out of it, that's why. A lot more out of it. Unless your characters aren't strong enough, then that's a whole nother story, but I don't know why they wouldn't be. You would think they'd be fine. Well, let's get a gambit slot for him, but also get him, Argyle armor, probably, yeah. Weird stuff you have to get for this guy as a machinist, but potion lore is good. She needs to get this. Fellow Strike. Just important to get that, I think. Then a Shikari, we got a few different options for him. Last Stand is really good. Best thing I see for him is this one though. And then the Battle Lore. That's a good choice for him. This is really useful, that works. Without screwing the notion of things up too much. And we just move on forward. Let's go on up and get rid of that Mimic. Once and for all. Here we go, baby. I mean, you even have an extra sword on him, so like I said, take advantage of this. And get rid of your enemies, boy. $144 gil. Stormstone was stolen. And then you could, like I said, get... Oh, we got a Capella. Which we already have. Well, that's useless. Alright, now to make our way through the ghosts and get up to get rid of the Mimic. Gotta fight the skeletons, though. But they shouldn't be too difficult to handle, honestly. They're just undead soldiers of the mines, I guess. Undead souls, or unruly souls. Souls that were never put to rest. Still living on in the mines. The unrusted souls. Let's go at him. Nicely done, Bosch. Nicely done. Very good, Vaughn. And bingo, everybody's at level 11. We're moving fast these days, aren't we? Even got lucky loot. Look at that. Silver loot. Oh, we're putting a chain together as well. Bingo. Antidote as well. Isn't that nice? We got a chain of 12 now, I think, right? Yep, chain of 12. Chain of 13. Beautiful stuff, man, beautiful. You want to get rid of these things first so that you can... Oh, too late. It's too late. Alright, once we get rid of this, then we get ready for a boss fight. Now, the boss encounter ain't that hard. All you gotta do is keep somebody on edge and then keep somebody on the boss. So how I'm gonna set it up is like this, so you'll see. It's called the Mimic Queen, which we're gonna have to fight. It's weak to ice, but we don't have ice spells yet. So, I mean, you could have got them earlier, maybe, I think, from that guy. This is what I'm gonna do. Set up a gambit all for it, right? So we'll do this. Whoops. Alright, so we're gonna do, I guess we'll have... Well, it's gonna shoot out poison, so you're gonna need to use antidotes. You're gonna need somebody to attack the, somebody with the highest max. And then... I would do a potion on ally HP. What about self HP? Self HP 60%. Just do a potion on yourself. And honestly, I'm thinking we really don't need much else other than Libra. I guess you potion to ally status critical. And then I guess foe HP 100%. Maybe, but there's gonna be other foes, that's the problem. See, I wish they didn't have that, but we're gonna have to input that ourselves, I guess. Honestly, this is gonna work fine, I think. Nearest visible. And then if not, highest max. Oh, and also, of course, Bosch will do... I guess he could be on potions. Anybody who goes down to a 50% or so potion. And then we'll be in good shape. Save the game. Let us be fine. Then we're gonna fight this Mimic Queen. Right? Cool beans. Alright, cool. Alright, the Mimic Queen. Really, like I said, just have a Gambit set up for Antidote. And try to focus on the highest max HP because of the fact that there's gonna be a lot of ads that get involved. You could steal a Rose Corsage from it, but if you don't, it's not a big deal. You'll be able to get a Rose Corsage later on in the game. Be able to buy them, actually, inevitably, so. If you don't get the Rose Corsage from the boss, then I wouldn't worry about it. A lot of missables that you'll end up seeing, well, or I need throughout the game. But you might get it, you never know. Nope, we got another rust. So, that's what you got. So long as you're focusing on this big bitch, you'll be alright. Focus on the big bitch. You'll be in good shape. He might kill some of the surrounding ones. Just get back to the main one, you'll be in good shape. I may even use a quickening at this point. Why not? Oh, and it used its special before me. Oh, that sucks. Well, now we're gonna use our special.
I never miss.
Yeah, we might miss. You never know, actually. You never know when you're gonna miss. You never know. You might not miss, that's true. Almost missed. So, you know, like I said, you never really know. Last time I got a bunch of mischarges in a row, it was crazy. But this time I didn't get that. Got it in my last one though, it's crazy. Still got Inferno though, to burn up this big bug. Yeesh. Hot dog. And that thing is gone. Yo. Peace, my Mimic Queen. My loser of losers. My big fat loser. Yeah, like, we're all running for our lives now, just like in Final Fantasy IX. We all ran for our lives. You're like, oh no. The fucking forest, the evil forest is gonna be petrified. We gotta run. And then, oh, poor Blanc, or Blank. He just got blanked out. Blanc. Enjoy the
To
cutscene.
think Dalmascan air could taste so sweet.
Oh,
Where are
well,
The
that's what it's
Estes
like when
sound
you're in
by the look
prison.
of it. Let's back to Rabanasta before we shrivel up. By your
Yeah.
leave, Captain.
Well, see, now you
Yes,
can go and
the
gather
hour of
LP
my
if you want.
return is already over late. The people may hate me, but that does not free me of my charge.
Right on. Oh, look, more lilies. Alright, so now I guess this is the point they expected you to go and farm for LP. But I got news for you, you'd be much better off doing what I just did. Got yourself to a sound level of 11, pushing to 12, and you got plenty of license points to show for it. Which means you got some growth. And which Ikari would be worth anything without a little bit of battle lore, you know? And now, as we return to Rabanasta, we're gonna be introduced to a lot of different types of new equipment as we grow further into the different tiers of types of armor and equipment there is on the board. how you want to go about it. But yeah, you can definitely gather AP or LP quickly. So I see no point in doing that. Oh, but I do see one point in one thing, if we can. Inquisitor does work for her, and Bangle isn't bad. It's sometimes better off holding on to certain things, but I like Phoenix Lore, and also Cura and Raise. Poach is also good, but again, better off maybe holding on to these. This gives us immunity to the blind, while giving us a reduction of dark damage. Oh, Silver Bow. Didn't realize we didn't get that yet. Do a lot more DPS this way. This is, like I said, damage based off of your speed, so. There's a spell right over here that you can miss. Well, you can pick it up later, but you should just pick it up now. Poison. A basic, fundamental. Now you could fight these hot dogs. Do what you want with them. But let me just change one thing, Gambits. You really gotta get, you really have to learn the Gambit system though if you're gonna play, like I said, in full speed like I do. To play in fast mode, battle speed. And as I said, you can't do all of the battles in this mode, but generally speaking, if you're gonna do this in active mode with the highest battle speed, you're gonna probably need to learn how to use the Gambits correctly. That's all I'll say. Because the speed of the battle has a lot to do with how poison will affect you and whatnot. And regeneration and so on. And how long buffs last. So that's why I'm thinking to myself, maybe we just keep it one above the norm. Like this. A little faster than normal, but not too much. Because you don't want to fuck up the flow of certain things. But you'd always fast forward it anyway, so it's not a big deal. But I would always say this is a true sense of a real RPG. No, it's not even like an RPG. It's like more than an RPG. It's like the most realistic Final Fantasy I've ever played, I'd say. If I'm being honest. It's so realistic. As a battle system, well, like I said, you just have to click with it. Once it clicks, you realize it's probably one of the best strategic games ever made. Like Dungeons and Dragons. Or since Dungeons and Dragons, right? Since D&D. It really is. Alright, there is a village down south, I believe. Or north. I don't remember, hold on. I'm pretty sure it's the north. The northern village of the river. See, that's Nalbina down there. Nalbina Fortress. That's where we were. That's why I said the landscape, everything is done very well in this game. To say the least. It's just learning the gambits. And that's why I decided to make an official commentary guide for it, because gambits aren't that hard to make use of, and they can actually be, like I said, really fun. Probably, like as I've already did state, this is definitely one of the best, in my opinion, Final Fantasy games that you could ever experience. Just from its design, to the mechanics, to the story, to the overall world they were able to put together. Narrative, everything. Which is the story, to say the least, but it's got a good narrative. Like I said, Vaughn is not a good main character, but Balthier and the rest, they make for believable characters. They make for good, good role models. They seem to have decent heads on their shoulder. But you're right, I would argue that Vaughn doesn't really need to be there, nor does Pinello. Pinello and Vaughn could have been replaced with Larsa and Judge Drace. Drace and Larsa could have easily replaced Vaughn and Pinello to make more sense. It would have made a lot more sense. Other than that, though, the game has a beautiful story and a beautiful narrative. Like I said, beautiful characters, a believable world, really good battle system and mechanics. Very innovative and different, you know. Zodiac Age just refined it, made it much better. Yeah, if I'm being honest. It made it more balanced too, made more sense of it. And trial mode was also really cool. I like trial mode. Another fast way to gain AP though, because gaining LP, I always say AP, LP is very easy in the game, it doesn't require a lot. Alright, this unlucky sob over here, well, you'll see. Because I haven't taken on any of the hunts yet because we didn't have a group really to do so, but we're going to have one soon. Look at this village. A wolf, a boy and his wolf. We could also get a teleport stone here in the back. Check it out. Right over yonder. Wait, where is it? Here it is. Bam! And you can just teleport right back to Ravenastra if you need to. In fact, I was thinking about trying to pick up Blizzard if we can from this unlucky sob here. Because I think it's where you can get Blizzard. Yep. Blizzard, baby. Stock on Phoenix Downs, I guess. You don't really need Echo Herbs yet, but you may as well get a few. And sell whatever loot you got. I mean, I'm sure you got something, right? From all the undead that we fought. And getting our asses out of that Barheen Passage. Here's to all the shit we've been through. Wasn't too bad. Look at all the... I told you the bone fragments would add up. And this will also add into your bizarre inventory amount. What you put in. So yeah. Again, you could see what you've created, but I wouldn't pick anything up yet. Just let it sit for now. We don't need 2 Capellas. And we're in good shape. There's no real reason to talk to any of these people yet, but in the next episode we will talk more about them. Because I'm going to probably be ending this part right about when we get to the capital, once we get back to the Royal City. Like I said, if you really... it just makes a lot of sense to just teleport there. If you've made your way to the northern village. And then you'll be brought into a cutscene like this of our beautiful city, Ravenastra.
I thank you.
I'd avoid crowds if I were you. In this town, you're still a traitor, you know.
And now is where we'll have to...
The resistance will surely find me soon.
We're gonna have to tailor our art in how we want to go about taking down certain hunts and
You're a fugitive
tying
now,
up
too.
certain
Stay
loose
low for a
ends. But on my
What
next
about the stone?
official commentary guide, part
That stone's
3,
ill-favored.
We
will be
feel
part 4
regret.
coming up.
We sought that stone and found ourselves only worm.
And part 4 will
You
be
offering
covering
it?
It's mine.
Then
how
why'd you
to,
ask?
like I said,
Our regards to your girl.
tie up
We
loose
stay in
ends.
Ravenastra a while.
Because we're actually going to be meeting back up with Fran and Valtier right before we leave, so... Tie up loose ends in my next commentary guide. Coming up.
Can I trust Bosch?
Again, though, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
I gotta get rid of this thing.
And I do hope it was of some help, because, like I said, 12 was one of the
Maybe I should
best.
show it to Pinello first, so she knows
Really
I got
is.
something. She'd be at Miguel's place this time of day.
So we're gonna hit up Miguelo's. Baltier and Fran leave the group, but they'll be back. And in my next part, in part 4, we're gonna be picking this up, and we're gonna be making the city rounds, and we're just gonna be taking a look at the overall growth that we've made. And yeah, we're gonna push forward, and we're gonna then reconvene with Balthier and Fran, and then we're gonna, like I said, tie up loose ends, and we're gonna try to tackle some hunts and meet Mont Blanc, and like I said, look a bit more into the city, what we need to do before we leave and set off for, well, spoiler alert, Sky City Dostonis. We're gonna, like I said, handle everything that needs to be done in Ravenastor before doing so, with the help of Balthier and Fran at our side. And, well, license boards, right? Till then, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. As always, keep it gaming, keep it safe, and keep it strong. And until part 4, hope you guys enjoyed the show. And thanks for watching.